Nara is one of those places that doesn't need to try too hard to impress you. It's quiet, deeply historic, and full of small, thoughtful moments that stay with you long after you leave. You can visit as a day trip, about 30 to 45 minutes by train from Kyoto or Osaka, or you can slow down and stay overnight. I chose to stay, and it gave me the chance to experience Nara beyond the checklist. The deer are the heart of Nara. Over 1,200 of them live freely in and around Nara Park, and they are not just cute wildlife, they are a symbol of the city's deep connection to nature and tradition. According to the legend, when the deity Takemikazuchi came to protect Nara, he arrived riding a white deer. Ever since, deer have been considered sacred messengers of the gods. You can feed them shikasenbei, special rice crackers sold at stands in the park. The vendors wrap them in edible paper so that even packaging is deer safe. Once they spot the crackers in your hand, some deer will politely bow, others will go straight to begging or worse, nudging. It's important to remember these are wild animals. They are used to people, but they have their own personalities, moods, and boundaries. Some are gentle, some are aloof, and some will stalk you for crackers forever. Now let's talk history. Nara was Japan's very first permanent capital, established in 710 AD, which means this place is dripping in spiritual and cultural landmarks. Todai-ji isn't just one of Nara's most famous landmarks, it's one of Japan's most significant spiritual and architectural achievements. The name Todai-ji means Great Eastern Temple and was built in the 8th century during the Nara period when the city was the capital of Japan. Back then, Japan's leaders were trying to unify the country under Buddhism, and Todai-ji was the center of that movement. The project was massive. Emperor Shomu ordered it to be constructed not just as a temple, but as a symbol of national unity, peace, and spiritual protection. Over 2.6 million people were said to have contributed to its construction, either by donating materials, labor, or funding. That's nearly half the population of Japan at the time. The main hall, the Daibutsuden, is staggering in scale. It's the largest wooden building in Japan, and for centuries it held the title of the largest wooden building in the world, even though the current structure, rebuilt in 1709, is only the two-thirds of the size of the original. Inside, you can see the Great Buddha of Nara, Byairokana Buddha or Daibutsu. This bronze statue stands over 15 meters tall, weighs about 500 tons, and radiates a kind of stillness that's hard to describe. If you ever visit Nara, you definitely have to visit this temple. I strongly encourage you to explore the whole complex of temples around Todai-ji. If you continue walking uphill, you'll reach Nigatsu-do-ho. It's often less crowded than Todai-ji Temple, and from the wooden terrace you get an open view of Nara's rooftops and forests. Hey, Didi. A short walk through the woods takes you to Kasuga Taisha, a Shinto shrine surrounded by thousands of lanterns. The paths here feel timeless. You can even see some deer on your way. Stone lanterns covered in moss, gentle forest light. It's peaceful in a way that makes you slow down. If you are staying the night, I highly recommend the Nara Visitor Center and Inn. It's budget-friendly, right by the park, and offers cultural workshops that don't feel tourist-trappy. Think origami making, calligraphy, and the one I joined, a traditional Japanese tea ceremony. It wasn't long or formal, but it offered just enough to feel the quiet beauty of the ritual. Japanese tea ceremony, chanoyu or sado, isn't just about drinking matcha, it's about being fully present. Every movement is intentional. The host enters the room, bows, cleans each utensil in a specific order. The way the tea is prepared, the way you accept it, even the way the utensils are arranged, all of it is designed to create a moment of shared focus. It's like meditation in motion. What struck me the most was how the ceremony takes something so simple, just tea, and makes it feel sacred. It's a small, quiet act of hospitality that reflects a much bigger philosophy, that even the smallest moments can carry depth and care. The matcha is supposed to be whisked just right, until it forms a smooth, jade green surface with tiny bubbles on top. Before you drink it, you admire the bowl. You turn it slightly to avoid drinking from the front, and then you take a few sips slowly, savoring the earthy taste and the silence around you. If you ever visit Japan, you definitely have to try a tea ceremony. Of course, I had to try the food too. First, mochi. At Nakata Nido, they pound the mochi by hand in a traditional, fast-paced way that's fun to watch. Sadly, I missed the spectacle. The result is warm, fresh yomogi mochi filled with red bean paste, soft, earthy, and just sweet enough. Then there's kakinoha sushi wrapped in persimmon leaves. This type of sushi came from a time when Nara didn't have access to the sea and preserving fish was essential. The persimmon leaves have natural antibacterial properties, so they were used to wrap salted mackerel or salmon with vinegared rice. The leaves are not eaten, but they give the sushi a subtle fragrance. It's a great example of local ingenuity and how food traditions adapt to geography. On top of persimmon leaf sushi, I also tried sushi stuffed with a variety of local grains and ones wrapped in sakura leaves. It probably wasn't the best sushi I've tried in Japan, but it definitely was a very unique experience. I also grabbed a cup of coffee at this local specialty coffee store and was delicious. Highly recommended. I went with a single origin latte with extra espresso shot. Today the beans were from Colombia. Oh man, it's really good coffee. So intense in flavor, amazing. Almost doesn't taste like latte, just like a creamier espresso, if that makes sense, because it's so intense on coffee flavor. Later in the evening, I had a warm bowl of somen noodles and a light clear bowl with some pork lardons. Somen is usually served cold, but in Nara, hot somen called nyumen is also popular. The noodles are incredibly thin and smooth, and when served in hot broth, they are comforting and easy to enjoy. What sets Nara's somen apart is the traditional hand-stretching method, which gives the noodles a special texture and elasticity. Before I left, I walked through Naramachi, the city's old merchant district. The shopping streets are lined with small shops, cafes, and traditional buildings. It's a quiet place to pick up a few thoughtful souvenirs. And speaking of souvenirs, if you are looking for something practical and truly Nara, get socks. Nara produces the majority of Japan's socks, and there are specialty stores where you can find high-quality ones in every design imaginable. You will think of Nara every time you put them on. Nara Park can be full of people, families, students, travelers from all over the world. But somehow the park never loses its calm. There's something quiet and grounding here, even in its busiest moments. In Nara, you are surrounded by centuries of history. The temples aren't just beautiful, they are part of Japan's earliest efforts to define its culture, its faith, its identity. The depth is still there, in the worn stones, the smell of cedar, the rituals that continue each day. And then there's the food, simple, thoughtful, and deeply connected to the land. Nara is not just a place to visit, it's a place to experience, and if you let it in, Nara will stay with you long after you've left.